Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about 7 money lessons you must know in your 20s. You must not just know these money lessons, but these are money lessons you must have in your 20s. Take note that our educational system has failed to teach us these money lessons. Our parents have failed to teach us these money lessons. Unless your parents are very rich and financially literate, our environments have failed to teach us these money lessons. These money lessons I'm about to teach you, I learned them in the hard way. Many of them, I learned them by making mistakes in my 20s. Others, I learned them from YouTube videos. Others, I learned them from podcasts. And a few others, I learned them by experience. The lessons I'm going to teach you apply to people in their 20s. But even if you are not in your 20s, below or above, I believe that as you learn these lessons, they are going to help you in your personal life. If you like this video, then comment that I will be rich. Let's get straight into the video. Money lesson number 1 to know in your 20s: avoid spending. So in my 20s, I saw people living expensive and extravagant life, but I chose to stay in my parents' house to cut down my spend. I saw my friends when they started making money, started renting big apartment, moving to big apartments, but I decided to cut down on my expenses. One writer said that you can make money in 2 ways: by making more money or by spending less. You can either make more money or you can choose to spend less. In your 20s, do not live life as others are living life. When you see people driving expensive cars, wearing expensive clothes, eating expensive restaurants, you don't have to match yourself with them. You have to cut your coat according to your size or increase your means in order to spend more. There is nothing wrong with buying things that make sure that the things you are buying have value. So when you start working in your 20s, don't think of moving from your parents' house. Don't think of renting expensive house. Don't think of buying expensive shoes, expensive Rolex watches, expensive uniforms. Don't think of eating in an expensive restaurant. You need to cut down on your spending. Warren Buffett said that if you buy things you don't need, very soon you will sell things that you need. So number 1, cut down on your spending. Number 2, avoid borrowing. In my 20s, because I was staying in my mom's house and I was working on 3 jobs making more income, I did not borrow money in my 20s. I had enough money to do a lot of things in my 20s. I took my first facility for a business when I had a creative business idea in my 30s. Avoid borrowing in your 20s. One writer said that a borrower is a servant to the lender. Do not borrow money in your 20s. You have a long way ahead of you, and when you start borrowing money now, you are eating the reward of your future. If you want to borrow money, make sure that you have a business idea or a good business plan that is going to generate enough money for you in the future. It is said that he who is quick to borrow is slow to pay. Do not borrow money in your 20s. Money lesson number 3: avoid depending totally on your parents. In spite of the fact that in my 20s I was staying in my parents' house, many of the things I was doing them myself. I worked 3 jobs in a day to have enough money to do a whole lot of things. Even if you are staying in your parents' house from the 20s, avoid depending on your parent totally for everything. Don't waste your precious time watching Netflix and TikTok videos and YouTube videos. If you are too comfortable in your 20s, hear me, you will live an uncomfortable life in the future. But when you make yourself uncomfortable in your 20s, in the future you will be more comfortable. If you work hard today, life will be easy for you tomorrow. But if you make life easier for yourself in your 20s, life will be very hard for you as you grow. So in your 20s, avoid depending totally on your parent. Number 4, in your 20s, acquire savings accounts. It was in my 20s that I opened my first savings account, and within that 20-year period, I also opened several accounts. Savings is very important in your 20s. When you save money today, today, the money you save is going to save you tomorrow. Learn how to save more money in your 20s. Warren Buffett said, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. The first thing to do is to save money first before you start spending. So anytime you make money in your 20s, the first thing to think about is how much am I going to save, not how much am I going to spend. Money lesson number 5, acquire investment account. So aside from putting money in my savings account, I also directed money in my investment account. Before I got married, I was able to acquire 5 motorcycles for people to ride for me, and also open a restaurant for my fiancée, who is now my wife, because I placed money in a 5-year investment account, and that money generated a sizable amount of income for me in my 20s. My question to you is that if you are 20 years, do you have an investment account? How much of your money is put in your investment? Investment is putting money aside for the long term. You can invest in stocks, you can invest in bonds, you can invest in crypto if you have knowledge about crypto. Investment gives you access to the power of compound interest and also makes your money work for you even when you are sleeping. Hear me, if you don't make money whilst you are sleeping, then you will work till you die. You need to put money away in your 20s so that those money can work for you even while you are sleeping. Money lesson number 6, acquire personal investment. Personal investment is investing in yourself. The best kind of investment is investing in yourself. So in my 20s, I invested in myself. I acquired a lot of skills in my 20s, and these skills are helping me today. I acquired communication skills, and that has helped me to speak in many conferences and in many places. I acquired leadership skills, and with that skills, I have held a lot of leadership positions in life. I acquired publishing skills, and with that skills, 39 of my 40 books were all published by myself. You can check out some of my books here and get any of them from Amazon, or call the number in the description for your copies. I also learned video editing skills, and that gave me the skills of editing a lot of my videos I put on YouTube. Many people watching these videos are in their 20s, not yet married, without kids, and they are wasting their life day in and day out. Don't waste your life in your 20s. Work on yourself in your 20s. The best investment you can make in your 20s is investing in yourself. Acquire all the skills you need that will help you after your 20s, because there is more life after your 20s. This is the perfect time to acquire all the skills you need so that the next period of your life you will enjoy. Point number 7 and the final one, acquire multiple sources of income. It was in my 20s that I was working on different jobs. I was teaching in the morning, teaching other people in their homes in the evening. I had 5 motorcycles working for me, and a restaurant for my fiancée, who is now my wife, which was also generating income. Warren Buffett said that never depend on a single income. Make investment to create multiple sources of income. You need to have multiple sources of income in your 20s. If you are working and you are making only 1,000 Ghana cedis, that is fixed. If you are working and making 2,000 cedis, that is fixed. But you can create other sources of income that will also give you other sources of income. Create multiple incomes in your 20s and watch how your future is going to be. If you enjoyed this video, then I want to know which other money lessons you want me to talk about in the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to know 5 passive income to build in your 20s, then the video next to this one. Until we meet at the top, always remember, winners never quit and quitters never win. Yes.